I said, welcome in to Whole Woman Wednesday. Welcome into the room. Welcome in, Coach Rhonda here. Let's see, I need to turn off viewer wishes. Hey, Diamond T, welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Thank y'all so much for being here. Happy Whole Woman Wednesday. Shout out to the amazing ladies coming into the room right away. I appreciate you all. And so give me a moment. I'm going to share this out. Whole Woman Wednesday. I am ready. I'm going to start this song. My name is Coach Rhonda. I am a mindset coach. Gotta Go Fitness. Welcome in. I am here for that woman or that man who chooses to come in midlife. You know it's more to your life, but you've been stuck and having a hard time taking that next step. We deal with all things mindset. We address the things that are in our way so that we can get clarity, build confidence, and begin to live a life that we love. I'm excited about tonight. Elle's mom, welcome in. So I'm going to let the song play as we get the room activated. Elle, Mique, welcome in. Welcome in. Good evening.
Carrying stories that kept me small. Smiling on the outside, but I felt the storm. Tried to think my way out of
How is everyone? I want to get the room activated a few minutes and I'll bring you up. And so if you all are coming in, we reset and we rise. You can help by tapping the screen, sharing it out to a lady that you know needs this conversation. Elle's mom, welcome in and welcome back. Thank you for the love you so much. I appreciate you.
This is where the shift begins inside. We reset and we rise. We reset and we rise. We reset. No more overthinking every move. I trust myself. I got nothing to prove.
Thank you for sharing out the live. Actually, let me share it.
Right here, I'm becoming, I'm not behind. I release what's no longer mine. Small steps turning into change. New direction, new mindset, new lane. This is the moment, this is the time. We stop circling lessons we already learned. You don't need more time, you need a decision. Clarity comes when you move with intention.
Thank y'all so much. Yolanda, welcome in. Thanks for grabbing that daily heartbeat. Soda, welcome in. We reset. We are not shrinking. Thank you, Soda. Welcome in. Yolanda, how are you? Let's see, I shared it out. Put it in my stories. I'm joining from my backup. Trying to do all the things so we could get started. Hopefully TikTok will give us let's stop this. If they're going to give us an FG, they bring it to us quick so we can focus. Something you can use. Welcome in. Thanks for grabbing that daily heart me. Y'all, I am so excited about tonight. What a full day it was. So before we get started, I need to know how y'all are doing. Yes, Soda, worth the effort. Thank you for using that sticker. How are y'all doing? Let me know, as if I could hear all of y'all. Let me know. I had a board meeting tonight on top of everything else. You said I'm doing great. Good to know. Good to know. I was like up all night. Soda said struggling. Okay. Sorry to hear that, friend. I hope that being in this room and a part of this conversation can add something tonight. Hope you can hang around. You said I'm walking outside in the sunlight. Good for you. Elle's mom said, great. So it is Whole Woman Wednesday, and I am excited. I want to get the room started. So we're good. We're at 7 point. It's 7:39. I'm so used. I'm looking at the likes and I'm looking at the time. So 1.2 thousand likes, and I'm like 7.739. And so we are gonna get started in a minute. Yes, gotta go fitness. TikTok does not like Whole Woman Wednesday. What? They filtered it. That's not a good sign. There's a sticker in there. Gotta go fitness for Whole Woman Wednesday. And so if you are in the room watching from the For You page, my name is Coach Rhonda. And when I started last year, we started calling this the Rise Room. And this is a community. Yes, you got it. It's a bad TikTok. Absolutely. This is a community for those who are ready to get unstuck. We always say get clarity, get confidence, and really grow with intention. We are women that are determined to live lives that we love. And so we do this by shifting our mindset and moving beyond the obstacles and the limiting beliefs that have sheltered our progress. Hey, Chrissy, welcome in. Gotta go fitness. Thank y'all for using the stickers. I appreciate it so much. I am here Sunday, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to tell you about Whole Woman Wednesday really quick, and then we're going to bring up my friend and special guest, Mique. Whole Woman Wednesday, like I said, it was started several months ago. And this is a time for us to engage in honest conversation with professional women who I believe are experts in their own field. We talk about the experiences that shape us, from our relationships to life, to career, wellness. Like nothing's off limits. Nothing's off limits. And so we talk about things like, hey, Michaela, how are you? Gotta Go Fitness said, let's go. We are about to go. So thank you so much for grabbing that daily heart me. We talk about all things confidence, identity, purpose, like I said, mindset, beliefs, boundaries, all the things. And like I said, always say this live is open to men. I do not discriminate. But if you are a man that comes to this conversation, super fan Steph Lover, welcome in the room. Thank you so much for being here and for flying in. Yes, mindset and boundaries. Men are welcome, but especially on Whole Woman Wednesday, we are highlighting and celebrating women. And so if you can handle that, you are welcome here. And so tonight, I'm going to invite Mique up. I'm going to bring her up to the panel. I want her to officially introduce herself, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what we're doing tonight. Actually, one thing, good evening, Steph. Yes, we celebrate each other. Absolutely. This week's conversation, we did this last week since we brought Whole Woman Wednesday back. Digital strategist, welcome in. The conversation explores what happens when a woman realizes that she needs to put some things down. Hello, how are you? Sometimes we carry things that are not ours to carry. Thank you for grabbing that daily heart me. Sometimes we carry things that maybe we needed to carry for a season in our life, but now we're at a point where we need to release them because they cannot stay with us as far as the woman we're becoming. Gotta Go Fitness said, yes, stop being superwoman. Absolutely. And so Monday we introduced the topic, we laid the foundation. We recapped last week as we were talking about comfort zones. Hey, Michaela, thank you so much for that. And getting uncomfortable. But tonight we want to go a little bit deeper. And so I have with me Mique. I'm going to invite her up. Thank you for the melody. Thank you. Thank you for the blown melody. I appreciate it. She said, finally, I'm in your live. So glad to finally find you. Digital strategist, thank you. And so I am going to bring up Elle, sending you the invite, my friend. Tell me if you got that, Elle. Let's see. Did I do something wrong? Okay, wait, there it is. Okay, wait a minute. I'm messing up the layout. 1 second. Hi, Elle.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Give me 1 second to figure out what I just did. Expand. I thought they both could be large. I know they could because I did this last week.
Where's Soda? She helped me the other day.
Okay, wait. Touch.
Or maybe she helped me with my board.
I'm just playing back and forth.
There's something, because now it's called Hangouts. There's something when you go to it that it gives you those, the options.
Yeah. I did this the other day with Wani, so I'm trying to figure out why I'm messing it up right now. You know I don't want this to distract me. I really don't.
Soda is, she's telling you what to do.
Go to the two people and then settings. Got it. And then what else is Soda saying? Because now I can't see what she's saying.
She said, and then choose the format. When you go to the settings, it should give you the different choices of the squares.
Yeah, but it gives you full screen fluid panel. And fluid has the big and the large, so that's not what I want. Okay, there you go. Thank you, and thank you all for your patience. So tonight, let's do this over. Tonight, so to say, yay, I am super excited to welcome Mique to the spotlight. We connected here on TikTok. I had the pleasure of meeting Elle in person at our LYIA Creator Retreat in Florida. I've been on your live, and so tonight, I'm so glad to have you here. I want to give you, so first of all, let me just applaud you. And so if you all will help me welcome Elle, throw those whole woman stickers in the chat. But Elle, I want to give you a moment to introduce yourself. I know our rooms overlap a lot. We may have some new people here or watching from the For You page. Tell us who you are, what you do, and how did you find your way to TikTok and being a live host?
Oh, gosh. My name is Elle Mique. I am a TikTok live host. I discuss all things overthinking. In my outside of TikTok, I'm an educator. I've just started my 25th year of teaching elementary school. And before I get to the TikTok story, I mean, I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, and I'm a friend, and so many other things that as women that we are, roles that we play. How I came to TikTok, I found myself a year ago now, this summer, a year ago, with some free time.
Okay.
Because it was summer A, because I was recently separated B, and I just was, I had always heard about TikTok. My daughter, who is 20 now, she was on Musically, back in the day, once upon a time. And so, I mean, coming through the pandemic, I remember that it was where people were, do the dancing and recipes.
Right.
Every so often, Sydney, who is my child, would come up with some bit of information, and I would say, "Well, where did you learn that?" And I learned it on TikTok. And I just said, "What's that? What is this?
What is this TikTok?"
Yeah. So I started playing with it, and I found myself scrolling, and definitely was instantly intrigued by how it must have known. I mean, what was in the atmosphere, because I was getting a lot of content about dating over 50 and divorce. And I was like, okay, because I wasn't saying anything.
Exactly.
At this point. And every now and again, in between the videos, I would see where somebody was live.
Okay.
And, where, that the line that says tap to enter the live.
Yes.
And I said, oh, that's interesting, because I only knew about the video.
Okay.
And so that just planted the seed. I just said, I wonder if I went live, not having any plan of not having any idea of anything. I said, I wonder if somebody would listen to me talk, and what would I talk about?
Okay.
And I started going into rooms, just listening to what people said, because, on some level, it's more interesting than a video.
Yes, yes.
Just because even if they were doing fitness or they were doing cooking or talking about random stuff, it was interesting to be in there. Now, I knew nothing about a heart me. Right? I
Right.
mean, I'm just
Right.
in rooms, and when I think back now, I remember people looking like, probably saying, "Are you going to do anything?" But I didn't know about that. Had not met Dr. Lisa, any of you or anything. So this was probably October. There's a video on my page where I'm asking from my little vacation. We had fall break, and I was in Orlando, and I was on the patio of the place, and I said, "I'm getting ready to press my live button, and tell me in my comments what you would like me to talk about." I don't even, when I think about it now, it's so cringe because I was asking strangers. I mean, I hadn't established any community. Nobody knew me.
Got you.
The strangers were answering.
Did they?
Yeah, they put a couple things in there. It's still on there at the bottom. And I pressed my button October 26th.
Oh my goodness.
Just with my 3 closest friends in the room and talking about random stuff. Like Halloween was coming up and how I always turn my light off so the kids that I know don't come by.
And you're still here.
Still here. I just celebrated my 9-month live anniversary.
That is so awesome. Now, you are not talking about random things anymore, though. You are all things overthinking. So how did that happen?
Oh my gosh. It's 2026 and I love a good AI generator.
Yes.
So when I started this journey, I was looking just for a bio.
Okay.
And I asked ChatGPT to come up with, and it must have given me 30. And the one that resonated most with me said, "I'm probably overthinking this bio." Because like I was just telling you, I was going into these rooms. I wasn't even throwing a heart me, but the bio, was something. I forget what my initial bio was, because now it's whatever it is, it's faded out. And so now that I had this bio, I would go into rooms, and whenever the host would click on me to see what I was about, it always got a laugh.
Really?
It always got a laugh. So one day, early November, and I told you I had just pressed the button in October, I found myself in Dr. Lisa's room because, the algorithm does what the algorithm does, and eventually it led me there. And she clicked on my bio, and as had happened many times before, she laughed, and our friend, the short stuff, was in there, and she offered to help me, develop my bio. I don't even know why. I don't know why she thought in that time that it needed development. Like, to me, that was as good as it was.
It was good. It was working.
But that's when she was all things content, and she had her content creator truth or dare thing that she would work, every week. And so at some other time, I went to her room. Thank you so much. I went to her room, and we got the content together, and we came up with some times. It was rough. It was a couple of days a week I was going, and she talked about the niche and how I needed one because maybe I didn't need one.
Okay.
And she said we can go with the overthinking. And honestly, if I'm being extremely honest, that's not the niche that I would have chosen.
Really?
I knew I didn't want to talk about education, or teaching. I wanted to do something else because I do this all day. When I started looking into overthinking, when I realized it was under the umbrella of anxiety, I didn't want to appear like a neurotic person. I didn't want to appear. Who wants to appear as though they have a problem?
Right. Right.
And the first part was even thinking that I had a problem. Buying into the fact that it was an issue. I've never considered my overthinking to be a problem. It was not anything that needed to be solved. Now, I know I've gone to work bleary-eyed before because I lay in bed thinking about whatever it was.
Got it.
Or getting ready to have an uncomfortable conversation with someone, and I would be thinking about how it was going to go.
Exactly.
But I'm thinking I'm being preparatory. You know what I mean? I'm just covering all the bases.
That's right.
And like I said, my standard joke has been, I'm more concerned about the people that underthink.
Got it. Got it.
Why aren't they the ones
Why
anyone's
aren't you
talking about?
That's right. That's right. Consider this a little bit more.
Right.
Right.
I'm doing a great thing. I'm thinking I've got all the bases covered.
Right.
I was not thinking about those times when I had stayed awake all night thinking, and then one little shift in the conversation that wasn't what I had thought of, and all of that was a waste of my time. I didn't think about that until I started going live and talking about it.
Got it.
What a tremendous waste of my life. And in those times when I have, I mean, I don't overthink everything. That's the other thing with talking about it, is that people think, oh, this is just, what you do. I probably have adapted in some way over time, that it doesn't take, as I've gotten older, I care less.
Got
So
you. Got you.
I don't
Got
have
you.
to do all that thinking, but when it was years before and I was worried about every single thing, yeah, no, definitely. But if it leads me to be able to help some other people, then I'm glad for the journey.
Got it. And you are definitely helping me, helping so many people, because we're seeing, first of all, I see something up here from last week. So that's so funny. This is how TikTok is. They have these headers now. Elle, I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw it. Okay. And so I couldn't find it before I went live, and now I don't want it up there. So, okay. I was saying, you're helping me, you're helping so many people, because we are thinking about our thinking. We're thinking about how it is getting in the way, how it holds us up, all the things. And so appreciate you and your presence here, and glad that you are still showing up.
Thank you.
Now, let me say this before we get into our topic. So now, you have been here since October. You are an educator. You are juggling a lot of things, and your school year just started back. How are things?
Things are fine. I mean,
Okay.
one thing, when you've been doing this for as long as I have, I mean, it's pretty standard. The
Okay.
kids are coming in, and you have to, we're getting the rituals and routines together and all of that. I always say, I mean, it's just like a play that would run. The characters are the same, right? You've got the person I've already got somebody 8 days in who's been absent 3 days, right? So
Oh
that we're
gosh.
wondering,
Okay.
what is
Okay.
his attendance issue going to be? You got somebody that wants to be, just the teacher's, pet or whatever.
Yes.
So just the names change, but the roles are the same. And so we're just learning each other and, figuring out how we're going to get, how I'm going to get them where they need to go.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So again, thank you. Thank you for even what you do outside of this platform. I'm in education, not an educator, but I have so much respect for those of you that show up in the classroom and enrich young minds, as people say. So thank you for that. So Monday, Elle, Monday, we introduced the topic. I feel like there's so much more unpacking to do. We started talking about carrying things that, so many ways I could say this. Those of us that carry things that we shouldn't be carrying. Those of us that carry things that maybe we needed to carry for a season, but now that season has expired and we need to let it go and move forward. And it brings up so much for me. Like I said, we started talking about it Monday. And so I want to ask you some questions. I want the chat to stay involved, because there's also that thing that comes up that we carry where there's lessons we've learned, there's experiences that we've gone through, and we have the experience, we have the wisdom from it, but sometimes also there's some residue of other things that, again, part we need to keep, but another part we need to let go. So we want to try to touch all of that tonight if we can. We'll just see where the conversation goes organically. So I wanted to ask you, I'm trying to think where I want to get started. So one thing on Monday, we were talking to, thank you so much for the heart me, and those of you that are coming in the room, and forgive me that I may not keep addressing you. I want our conversation to flow a little bit. And so we appreciate all the likes and the gifting and you being here and engaging with us in the comments so much. And so I think I want to start with that strong woman, right? On Monday, I was talking about the strong one, the fixer, the people pleaser, all the different things. But one version of us, or women that carry things that we're not meant to carry is that woman that has only known to be everything to everybody. And I want to just start. I want to lean into this a little bit. So I don't know if you had somewhere you wanted to start, but I can ask you a question and we can kind of jump from
That's
there.
fine.
That's fine. Okay. So can you tell me personally if you can give us an example of you or someone you know where you felt that pressure to release and let go of a weight that you were carrying that wasn't even yours to carry? Do you have an experience like that we can kind of start with?
Where I felt the pressure to release.
Yeah. Like you knew that I've been carrying this thing, but where I'm going now, this can't come with me. And so I need to let it go.
Honestly, because in my mind, I thought you were going another way when I got my notes.
Oh, okay.
But no, no,
Okay.
no. But I will say, as a parent,
Got
know,
you.
my child right now just turned 20 years old,
Okay.
and that comes with that, which was, I've had to do everything. I've been a single mom, her entire life, because when the person that I married was not her dad, it
Got
was,
you.
fairly recent. So it's always been on me. Her dad is around, but he's in Philadelphia.
Got it.
So I've always had to do everything, where he may get a call, and but it's still on me, the decision. And right now that she's been, at 18, well, since 18, isn't it? That, as we know, it doesn't automatically end.
That's right.
So even now, there are decisions that she's making that I want to, be involved in, but I have to tell myself, you know what? There's only one way, because as long as I keep inserting myself, she's going to lean on me, when she's making the decision. So
That's
I
right.
have to. That's probably the most evident and prevalent right now
Got
for
it.
me decision where I'm having to just kind of step back, even if it bothers me. I remember, I'm gonna go generationally skip. I remember when I had Sydney and was in the hospital with the baby on the little side table, and they would come in and say something, and I looked at my mom and said, "What do you think?" And she said, "Who's the parent?"
Oh, wow.
And I can tell, and I know it bothered her to say that. You know what I mean?
Got you.
I don't know how long she had to practice,
Right.
but every time it was like a knee jerk. You're the parent. Who's the parent? Because she,
Ooh.
as badly as she probably wanted to. So that's where I kind of now, luckily my child is not a parent, but she's an adult.
That's right. So you got to step
I have to
back.
let go. Mhm.
Ooh. So now I know you said she's 18, and we're gonna go into some of the other women that we see dealing with this, but she's 18, and so how is that? Is that like a daily thing? Anyone that's listening, is that a daily decision for you, Elle, to let go? Is it like,
Well, she's
or
actually
you?
20, so you figure
Oh,
18
20. I'm
and
sorry.
20. Yes, no. Um, um,
Chrissy said this is her struggle now.
that's little things that, like, she has a job that she goes to every day. She may decide to call out for reasons where I would never,
Gotcha.
um, and she'll say, or she has a reaction like that she doesn't want to tell me because she knows what I'm going to say.
Right.
And you have to kind of stay on them, because these are the decisions that, I don't know how she presents at work. When
Right.
when they were in school, and this, you had the parent teacher conference.
Yes.
I'm used to showing up on curriculum night and it turning into conference night because they wanted to
Gotcha.
discuss what
Got
she was
you.
doing or not doing. But now you go to work every day, and nobody's calling me to
That's
say
right.
what your performance is. I'm assuming you're on your best.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
you might be you might be hanging by a string.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't
Right.
know that, and so it's just with a lot of prayer and constant conversation when I
Mm-hmm.
can work my way in, because the other part of it is that a lot of times she doesn't want to hear me.
Got it. Got it. Got it. That part. That
So there's
part.
only I have to find the window of opportunity, to have these conversations when she's open to listening, and everything is still a teachable moment. If
Got
something
it.
happens at work, she came home and said a coworker was fired because of whatever. Well, how do you feel about that? Would the decision that he made be one that you made? You know, it would have made in given the situation, and just kind of use it to, you know, have vicariously teach her so that she doesn't
Yes.
come home with the pink slip, you know,
Got
stuff
it.
like that.
Got it. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Diamond is laughing also. And so, okay, so those of parents I know in the room are understanding that. Another way I think that we show up, the people pleasing. We did talk about this in the email. The perfectionism, the guilt, that need for approval, and how that becomes a weight for so many of us. I know that that's not exclusive to women in midlife, but I want to lean into that a little bit. Again, that emotional weight sometimes that we carry, worrying about other people. Do you feel like that is something you've seen with women, something you've experienced? I don't know. I want to just lean into that some.
You know, it's funny. So first of all, I believe wholeheartedly our women's position there is based on cultural and societal norms. You know, even if I think about like the old TV shows where the housewife, you know, whether it
Yes.
was Carol Brady or, you
Yes.
know, I mean, that's when you see them, you know, even though they were black and white, that's what was going on. The woman was home taking care of everything,
Yep.
and the man would go to work and come home, and he'd have all of these requirements. She had the dinner ready, and the kids were,
Yes.
you know, and kind of how it has been. And so I'm trying to think of what else you went into, because I have some notes here, but
Oh yeah, you
I'm
can
all
share
over the
your
place.
notes. You're good. You're good.
So we are expected to be the caregiver, whether we're
Yes.
taking care of our children, obviously, our husbands, or, you know, mate when they need us to.
That's right.
And I don't even know how we could change. I mean, I know it from my mom. She was actually asked to care for people, like, you know, at the end of their life, you know what I mean? And so it just, we prioritize everybody's need. You would never say no to that, right? You would
Right.
never say no. But I think that if that's what you are accustomed to doing, and it becomes habitual, then you might do it, and do it beyond what is actually your responsibility.
Yes, yes, yes. And so that's a real good point, Elle. It's something we are kind of conditioned to do. I agree with you. Like, it just kind of happens. But when it becomes more than what we start carrying, stuff that we either carry it too long, we carry it too long, or we carry things that we just extend ourselves beyond our capacity. And I think my challenge is, I think, like you said, we're going to always be those nurturers, those caregivers, caretakers, all the things. But when it comes at a cost that it's costing us, and it's costing our peace of mind, it's costing us rest, it's costing us, we're not valuing our identity the same because we have given so much of ourselves away. That's I shouldn't say giving so much of ourselves away, but weighed ourselves down so much with other people's stuff. That is my concern. So that is my concern. Do you feel like, so I guess I'm thinking of us with setting boundaries, right? So we are being things to other people, but then we give too much. Why do you think boundaries are so much of an issue for us to be able to say, I can do this, but I can't do that. I can help with this, like being able to stop at a healthy point. Why do you think that is an issue for us?
I think it's because the habit's been formed.
Mm,
You know, and I was talking with my mom about this earlier this week, and I mean, to me, I mean, a boundary. Sometimes you have to suddenly set a boundary with somebody that you have been kind of lenient with over time, because
yes,
to me, that's how the pattern works. I mean,
yes.
if you and I are friends, you know, and you know, everyone's representative comes out first, right? And then maybe I'm just making this about you and me because we're here, you know. But
Yes,
let's say, you know, you asked me to borrow some money, and I gave it to you. You know, one time, everybody gets one time, you know.
right, right,
But if you do it repeatedly, then
right.
it's a pattern. And when I say no, you might find that I'm changing.
Right.
because I'm just deciding, okay, this is not going to continue to go like this. This is becoming, a habit or whatever. Where if you got used to having access to me on that level, it's, my boundary is upsetting because you're the one losing the access.
Yes.
I made it money, but it could be money, it could be time, it could be whatever that the person
Absolutely.
needs. And so, but I think for the person who was trying to be nice, because nobody wants to be like, a jerk, like initially, right? So when somebody needs something,
You
you
want to
you
try
try
to
to
help.
help in any way that you can, because innately we are compassionate people,
Yes.
most of us. But it gets to be a habit, and then maybe you're uncomfortable if you think that the relationship is going to change. Like if I thought our relationship was going to change when at the fifth time that you asked to borrow,
Right.
I would still say yes, but I would feel a way about it. You know what I mean? That I would feel
Yes.
the resentment, and that's when it gets to be a problem because I don't want anything to change between us or between me and my husband or between me and my kid or whatever. So you bend over backwards, and maybe sometimes you break,
Yeah.
but you have this feeling inside because you really didn't want to do, whatever it was, and you're bothered inside that they keep asking you.
Right. Right. Oh, oh, oh. I almost want to make some notes because you're making me think of something. So, Chrissy said, this is especially the case when breaking the chains of codependency.
Mhm.
Very true. Very true. I see you all saying hello to each other. So, Elle, we're saying yes when we want to say no. And because it's what we've always done and how we've always been seen, there's no chance for this ever changing. Like,
I thought about it myself. I mean, because there are people who are jerks
right,
initially, right?
right.
It's not me. It's not you. I'm trying to be more like that person who could say no, who could see
Got it.
somebody hungry or need a dollar or whatever it is and say no, right? Just because my policy is I don't loan money to people.
Got it.
But I don't know how to become that person. I'm
Got
only
you.
going to give you one opportunity, see if and maybe it's not even if you say, but can I borrow some money? I may just give it to you and say, don't worry about it, because that's where it gets convoluted too, is if the person doesn't pay you back,
Exactly.
or if the person is not in a position, if it's not money to do something in return for you, right? You really have to give because it's in you to do. It's your Christian, compassion, and and you just gonna willing to walk away without worrying about whether or not it's gonna be reciprocated.
Exactly.
But then there has to be a point where you say, you say, I can't do this anymore, and it's not to be mean, but it's for you. It's to prevent that nervous system feeling that I described.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it's all
Yes.
about now. It's all
Yes.
about preserving your nervous system.
Yes.
And
Elle.
if I'm going to do anything that's going to give me that feeling,
Yep.
I can't do it.
That's right.
Mom is saying something.
Yes. Mom and Diamond T. Your mom, that was filtered before, so it may be late, but
Oh,
your
okay.
mom said, but don't take responsibility for the change if you did not make the change.
Okay.
Diamond T said, you are cheating on yourself and holding the other people responsible.
Mm.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I wish I knew Diamond was filtered also. That may have been in response to giving too much of ourselves. So chat, are y'all with us? And so we're talking about this thing of, I have something here in my notes about distinguishing the difference between when it's our responsibility or doing something just because we're accustomed to carrying it. And I think this is where I have the tension and the issue, because sometimes I think that there are seasons in our life when we carry certain things that as we change, as we grow, as we evolve, we may not be able to do what we did for 5 years, for 10 years, or show up a way that we did in the past. And because of the expectations on us, that's hard to communicate. It's hard for us to set new boundaries. It's hard for us to relieve ourselves of that pressure. And I just don't, I think like you, I think why I'm talking about this topic is because I don't know what we do with that. I'm not completely sure what we do with that, because it's where we've been comfortable, even though we're burnt out, overwhelmed, feel depleted, like we've given so much of ourselves to everybody else, but it's what we've always done. It's what we've always done. And I know on Monday I was asking people to identify things they could release, and like that was kind of hard for people to really identify something they knew they needed to, but yet actually see it happening.
Right. Because it's pattern based.
Yeah. This is concerning me. This is concerning me on a different level. And so I think when I think about things we're holding also, another side of it we were talking about the other day is kind of the experience-based things we have. And so all of us, we're not exempt from, traumatic experiences, disappointing experiences, hard life lessons, all the things. And sometimes those things will leave us with things like, guilt, shame about what we decided, the fact that we didn't choose better, choices that we make. And that's something where it's not necessarily somebody else's, it's ours. Like it's related to something we've experienced. Do you feel like that pressure or that weight is easier to release when it's something that happened to us as opposed to something we're carrying that belongs to somebody else?
Well, I'm trying to think. I don't have a personal experience with like shame, guilt thing.
Yeah.
But I think that it still is relative, because a person may feel differently. Like you and I might have the same experience, and we deal with it differently, meaning the way that we internalize it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's hard to measure the severity, because somebody is going to just brush it off and somebody else is going to be deeply,
Very true.
long term, is dealing with it long term, and it's going to look different on them whether they,
Very true.
So that's what that's why, I mean, even if to have a therapist, I mean, everyone was saying therapy, and I went to a therapist coming out of my marriage, and I really didn't feel that she was effective.
Got it. Got it.
And everybody said, oh, well, maybe she wasn't the right one, and you should maybe go find somebody else. And I said, well, maybe I should, but who's going to go through all of that bearing of the soul
Got it.
with somebody else? Just it's like trying on shoes and finding that they don't fit. I'm not comfortable having that level of conversation with a different person every 6 months.
Got
So,
you.
at some point you just have to find the thing that'll work for you to come to shake off whatever that is.
Got it.
And I don't know how you, because I'm sure it's customized, right? It's different for everybody.
It's different for every person. I think that's a really good point. I think some people therapy works. Some people find other ways to get that release. They set those boundaries. It may be with their community, and it really is more personal than a general thing. So I definitely understand that. Those of you that are in the room coming in or watching from the For You page, I saw Luna, I saw Moonflower. I don't know who else. I Miss Shah said, I like this conversation. I can relate. Thank you so much. Auntie Mel said, love it. I know I missed a bunch. But yes, we are talking about putting things down and carrying things that are not ours to carry, and how that comes into our life from so many different ways. Sometimes we are being the strong one, we're being the fixer, we're helping everybody, and we carry that weight. We carry the weight of other people's opinions. And we also carry weight from like past experiences and past decisions that we made that may show up for us in the form of shame or guilt, disappointment with ourselves. Everybody's different. But I wanted to ask something you said. I knew I was going to lose my train of thought. Not about the you were saying about it not working, not working, that you didn't need therapy or therapy didn't work for you. I think when I think about some of us that, have shown up here, and we may be accustomed to being something for everybody. And we may be at a point where maybe that old version of ourselves is not who we currently are, or where we're trying to currently lean into. How do you feel, again, for you? I know you said your change was different. It wasn't a thing where you needed therapy, but as far as how you're showing up, I'm imagining you being on TikTok is something new, right? You being where you are this season of your life is something new. And so once we begin to have those changes, it's like, I'm not accepting this anymore. I'm not doing something that maybe you were accustomed to me doing, or way you were accustomed to me showing up. And now I'm saying, I'm changing. Things are different. How has that changed relationships, or has it changed relationships?
I have a very low tolerance for anything. And I've put a couple comments in your chat when you've asked a question. And
I know, Elle, you're like,
and look, it's men, it's women, it's cats, it's dogs. You know what I mean? It's just, but if you're gonna disrupt my peace,
yes,
I have a very low tolerance, and it can be. I was talking to my mom, and I was telling her, my dear, dear friend of almost 30 years, and it just seems like here recently when we're on the phone that she's kind of long-winded in talking. And I think I've said in my life, I'm kind of over the phone conversation. First of all, 9 times out of 10, if I'm on a phone, if you're calling me, you're interrupting somebody's life that I'm listening to.
Right.
Okay, that's number one.
Right.
But if we're talking, I need you to get to the point. And we're talking about the boundaries. And so I'm just, in this conversation, I told my mother that I told her, look, I don't need all of this story. I just need you to get to because it was a simple question. And she was taking me all around Robin Hood's barn. And my mom said, oh, well, she's been such a good friend. You can't set a boundary with her.
Ooh.
Now. I said, oh, that's what you think.
Yes, I can.
Like we're saying, how will the person know? Because we grow. This is a 30-year friendship. We evolve and grow, and my patience for the phone is less. So how are you going to know that if I don't say it? Because back to what we said earlier, should I just listen to this person that I love dearly yammer on just because we have years of friendship?
Right.
I need the chat to tell me something. Am I wrong?
What? Well, Steph said Elle is gangster. Elle. Oh, goodness. Anybody else? Elle wants to know if she's wrong.
The boundary has to start somewhere, right?
Right.
I can't. My mother's words to me were, you can only set boundaries with people that you come into contact with, recently. That's not true.
It's like, that's not true.
No.
Got you.
Because the thing of it to me is about the peace, right? You're just talking. This can be, because how else would you teach somebody? What there's an expression that you teach people how to treat you.
Yes.
And it doesn't. And I understand that. Okay, we've come so far, and this is how it's been. But now we need to change.
Exactly. You see that?
Auntie, tell them with love to get to the point. Thank you, Auntie Mel.
Moonflower said, I listened to my sister and I wish I could set a boundary. She has to start at the very beginning. Oh, gosh. It sounds like we all have lost our patience. Elle's mom said the old friend helped you find a new boundary, change the relationship, but honor the years. All right, Mom. There you go. I love that. So funny. So another thing, Again, Elle, when I thought of the release and the pressure we carry, I don't know if this is normal. Now I'm trying to get to the point. I feel pressure right now. Because,
You're so funny.
I'm like, I don't want to answer this question, ask this question too
No,
slow.
this is not a phone.
Diamond T said, Luna's laughing. Diamond T said, wait, wait. Wait, Diamond, it got filtered. Let me unfilter it. Ooh, Steph had a good suggestion. Steph said maybe reintroduce yourself to this friend. This is the new me. Wait a
I like
minute.
that.
I do too. Diamond T, where did it go? Says, gonna miss my bus. I'm not gonna miss my bus carrying someone else's stuff.
See, exactly.
Yeah. So I was saying when I thought about this thing of pressure and the stuff we carry, I thought of just a few different buckets. And I don't know if that was good or bad. So that's why I felt like I was jumping, because I think it's sometimes other people's stuff, but I think it's also the things that we carry that are related to our story. You've been having some great conversations, I know, of recent and probably even longer about our story and owning our story. And I was saying the other day on Monday that I have this thing about us accepting and owning our story and the wisdom or whatever comes with it, but also being able to think. I keep coming back to like the shame and the guilt, because I think there's so many things that weigh us down, so many things that we're pressured with. And sometimes it's something of our own that we carry for a season, but it cannot stay with us for the season that we're going into.
Right.
And I want to try to help the room with that a little bit. I'm trying to see, I want to make sure I'm not jumping too much. And so I had to think about like honoring, like that version of ourselves that we survived, a particular season of our life. We know certain things were there, but then as we change, our patterns change, we change, and also beliefs and things we've had about ourselves, we may need to let go of and release. And I want to try to help the ladies in the room with some of that. And so can you speak to that a little bit, like as it relates to our story and that part?
Sure. So I think those two lives that you were speaking of, one was an origin story, which the definition of that is why we care so much.
Yes.
And then we had mining the gold, which based on our experiences, we're kind of harvesting what we got from that experience. Because a lot of us, like you said, we had to be certain people in certain times.
Right.
To survive. If you had a tumultuous, what I think about maybe is if you were a sibling and you had the older sibling and you had a lot of conflict in your household, maybe your parents argued or whatever, that maybe you had to be the person, either maybe you were the peacemaker between them,
Yes.
or you had to be the one who kind of consoled your younger siblings so that they wouldn't be, afraid. Maybe you kind of had to raise them. Maybe you had to be that person all the time before you really, should have been,
Yes.
And because that was you took that into adulthood.
Yes.
Because no one ever took the responsibility or the role, right? We call it a role because it's what you're performing. It's not what you are, but until I think even last night I talked about this because it was what's my topic yesterday? Who do you say you are?
Yes.
Because we were talking about things that you might have been called, roles that you might have performed, but now, and maybe you don't even know who you are under those things. I mean, if somebody calls you the strong one, strong should be a character trait.
Yeah.
But it might just get to be a role that you play.
Yeah.
Because that's what you have had to be.
Exactly.
And so at this point now, in your role as the strong one, because you're still trying to play it, maybe, for example, I'm just going to run this example through. Maybe now you don't ask for help as a 55-year-old woman that, is no one is expecting to need anything.
That's right.
You handle everything. yourself. I had a coworker one time years ago who always asked to borrow money, and one day when I questioned her, she said, I said, she said, I just always thought you just never appeared to need money. And I mean, she wasn't in my bank account. She didn't know
Right.
anything. But I guess her perception was that I wasn't asking her to borrow any.
Right, right,
So she
right.
thought she could, you know.
Right, right.
But that was fine. I mean, but again, it was a perception that
Yes.
she thought that I had it together financially, so she thought that she could ask. So based on being the strong person, what that means, to your question about who you were and who you are, you should hold compassion for the version of ourselves that
Yes.
developed certain habits, right? Sometimes they were useful. They were
Yes.
useful in that time. You might have had a defense that you don't have to stay in the boxing stance right now.
Yes.
It doesn't allow
Yes.
you to be soft now and let someone, see you in a soft way because you're used to having the wall up.
Yes.
There are various coping mechanisms, like we talked about the people pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe as a child, you were people pleasing your parent or somebody in your life because otherwise you may have been punished.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that the fact that you lived through that was to your benefit. You survived. I mean, thank God. You know what I mean? That she served a purpose. She or
That's
he,
right. That's
served a
right.
purpose. But now you have to get comfortable letting some of that down and go, so that you
Yes.
can be. It's just so you can live your best life, right? That's all that we're all after.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not allowing somebody to get close to you, or you're not asking for help. Somebody said to me one time, if you're asking for help, that means that you're strong. And I've never seen it like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm thinking I'm strong
Right.
because I don't ask for help. I mean, I
Right.
don't I don't ask for anything. But if you're strong enough to know, hey, I need help in this moment, in this
Yeah.
season, with this task.
Yeah.
I need assistance. That is a true sign of strength. But
Mm.
if you're still playing the strong one role,
Right.
you won't do it, and you'll
That's so
actually,
good.
like you said, you'll be carrying some other things that you shouldn't be carrying.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say something to what you said before,
That is so good, Elle. So good.
because I have a formula. Where did
Help
I
us
find
out.
it?
Help us out.
A formula for determining what is yours to carry and what is not.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing is, like I said, again, we're talking about roles. So responsibility, by definition, is tied to a role that you may have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, being a mother, you may have responsibility on the job,
Mm-hmm.
being a wife, whatever. It's based on your choices, commitments, and impact. Okay, but the difference between the responsibility and what you've been accustomed to carrying is just what people have you do and what you take on.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not your responsibility. So there are questions you should ask yourself. Did I actually agree to this, or do I have authority over it?
Oh, good. Good,
That's
good.
that is something that you should use to decide if it is your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself, what happens if I don't intervene?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because when you can take some of the care out of whether or not you should do it, that would alleviate
Yes.
some of the
Yes.
pressure.
That's good.
The next question is, am I accountable for my behavior, or am I trying to control someone else's reaction to it? Because again, we might be doing something because we're afraid of disapproval. We're,
Yes.
we're afraid of not being liked. That goes to the people pleasing again. We are
Absolutely.
afraid of the social rejection. Does the responsibility come with a corresponding authority? Okay, are you trying to be involved in something that you really don't have any power in? You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and would I expect another person in my position to carry this?
Ooh. Hmm.
Yeah. So it says people often grant others far more reasonable limits than they grant themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So good.
Then ask yourself, what emotion appears when I consider putting it down?
Mm.
Is it just relief, or is it, you know, do you feel compelled to keep carrying it because it would impact you? You know, not carrying it would impact you or a loved one, you know. There is a test. You should separate care and ownership.
Oh,
So an example I like to use, just because it's way extreme, is like when people are panhandling.
okay.
You know, there was a time in my life when, everybody could get $1.
Got you.
But when you realize that, you don't really know if you're helping the person, you don't know what they're going to do with the dollar, and you can't possibly give everyone that you see on the street $1.
That's right.
Or, I mean, and at this point, $1 ain't going to do anything for anybody.
Right.
But, that tells how long ago it was. But, so it's like that. I mean, I don't have any control over what the person is doing with the money, because you can say, I hope they don't drink it. I hope they don't go to the liquor store.
Right.
But what
You
they're
have
going to
no
do,
control over it.
you don't. And so then when you go by the person now and don't give them anything, it appears that you lack care, right?
Right.
But the thing is that I care, but it's not my responsibility.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay.
that's a simple way that I can, exemplify what I'm saying here, because to me, that's the easiest thing. I know that I can't help everyone.
Got
If I
you.
have it and it's just here, if I'm at the light and you're staring at me too long, you might.
Oh, goodness, because we
So,
want to help, but sometimes we're like, did the light change that quick?
yes, right.
Oh, gosh.
So the simple way, and I think I did this on a live one night. We had simple, it was like you said, buckets. Mine, okay, well, something is mine. My choices, words, actions, promises, boundaries, mistakes, repair, and the consequences reasonably connected to those things. That's what I'm responsible for. Not entirely mine. Other adults'
That's right.
choices, moods, interpretations,
That's right.
etc. And then there's a middle ground of which is shared responsibility.
Okay.
Maybe in
Okay.
relationships, families, workplaces. But you ask yourself, what is my portion? And that is what you should carry. And the other thing I'll say is, since I've gotten older and been in the gym, I love a good fitness analogy. And
Yes.
there is an exercise called the farmer's walk. And you just lift 2 weights. It could be 2 dumbbells, it could be 2 kettlebells. And they're heavier than you would lift, over your head.
Right.
And you just walk. You just walk with them.
Right.
And the thing is that you're not going to run with them, right? You
Right.
can't move quickly because you're burdened down with them. It's helping your arm strength and your bone density and all of those things.
Right.
It's even like a good the vest, that you put on.
Yep. The weighted vest.
So it's meant to build a certain thing. It's not meant for you to lift it. But you can only move at a certain pace.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like Diamond said earlier. If you're burdened down with somebody else's things,
That's
you're
right.
not gonna go. You're not gonna get where you're supposed to go.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, this is so good. So good. So good. I love that analogy of the weights. I love that. And I think that's what this is all about for me, because I think the women that come into, I know my room, I feel like your room, we are successful women, professional women, women that are in pursuit of something in their life. And I think when we start being held back by things that we can shed or release, or are moving slower, like you even just gave with that analogy, that is when I want us to make sure the thing that's holding us back, like, it's something that we can let go of. It's something that we can release sometimes. And I want us to be able to know the difference. I am still challenging those mindsets or those beliefs of this is what we've always done. I think learning to establish some healthy boundaries in certain areas, but also learning for ourselves what was an old version of us and what doesn't need to come with us. I'm getting a puzzle piece, so give me 1 second. I got it. Okay. What doesn't get to come with us as we move forward? Elle, what do you think? What are some of the things you think, like holding on to things that we shouldn't be carrying can cost us?
Oh, I mean, it can cost you your health,
Mm,
right? Because I mean, imagine we can get stressed and have the hypertension and things like that over things
absolutely.
that have to do with myself. You know,
That's right.
and that's and if I'm gonna get those things, and I prayerfully I don't,
Right.
but it should only be about me,
That's
myself.
right.
I
That's
mean,
right.
it shouldn't
That's
be
right.
about everything else that I'm carrying, of from somebody else. I mean, of
Mm,
course, as I said before, if you're a parent, if you're a wife, and there are familial relationships that you genuinely need to care and deal with. But there's going to be a line. This goes back to what I
absolutely.
just said, a shared responsibility that maybe you don't have to, you're not carrying everything, right?
That's
Back
right.
to the weight thing. Somebody's helping you carry that down the road. But and some of that will be in your control and some of it will not be.
Hmm.
Um, you said, what does it cost? So it costs time, you
Yeah.
know, it costs happiness.
Yeah.
Um, that's why, sometimes people, or just to keep thinking about my marital situation, you know what I mean? I had a decision to make where I'm thinking about vows that I took or cutting and running, and I
Right.
chose to cut and run because that would have been stress to me, right? I mean,
Yes.
somebody that is making poor decisions and out here, doing whatever, and worried. I'm wondering where he was, and
That's
he's
right.
out
That's
having a
right.
good time, and
Hmm.
so that I can't sign up for that for life,
That's
you
right.
know.
That's
So
right.
that's weight that I had to put down. Um, One day Sydney will be weight that I put down, but not yet.
Got
Um,
you.
so yeah, I think it costs you time. It costs the size of your life. I mean,
Oh,
I would say
oh,
we say
oh.
I like to say life reduction, right? Because
Yeah.
you spend time, just like we was talking about overthinking and the time I spent laying in the bed. I mean, imagine all of those things. I don't mind overthinking about me.
Right.
I'll
Right.
stay up all night. But why would I wring my hands, you know, worried about somebody else's issues that I don't have any
You have
even
no
control over
control
what they're going to
over
do?
that part. That part. That
And then
part.
I'm sleepy, and then I'm agitated because I didn't get enough sleep, and then all of the things that come with the sleepless night
Right.
about somebody else. So yeah, I just think it causes you to not live fully, um, because it's pressure. I mean, it's pressure.
Absolutely.
Just the word um, is not good. There's a reason that a pressure cooker has a valve on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so there has to be something that we do to release. And the only thing I can think of to release is the other people's stuff.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much. This is good. This is good. So Elle is saying some great, great things. So I want to hear from y'all in the chat. I see the stickers, but what has carrying other people's stuff cost you? If you carrying other people's stuff or carrying stuff that you should have now put down, what does it cost you? Can you let me know? Let us know. Let us know. We want to hear from y'all in the chat. Let me see how I'm doing with time. Okay. Something you can use said money. Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Kratz, I see the Let's Go stickers. Thank you. Luna said time. Mm-hmm. Cost me money. Something you can say hurt feelings. Absolutely. Time, Wani said. It's nothing like wasting your time for. Oh my goodness. Anybody else? Let me know.
Especially when you realize how little that you have.
Right, right. Steph said time. Diamond said sleep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we're having this conversation, y'all, about, let me see, Elle's mom said it can cost, it got filtered. 1 second.
TikTok filters everything these days.
Everything. It can cost your self-esteem and the awareness of what you personally deserve. That's good. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I think the whole purpose of this conversation, behavior talk said mental energy, something you can use said peace. And Elle already told y'all that she is not giving up her peace for anybody that comes to interrupt it. But the whole conversation is about us having that awareness of what we've been carrying, what we are being pressured with, that we could possibly release, because these things that you all are mentioning, we don't necessarily redeem them once we lose it, right? So you don't get that time back that you lost. You don't get that money back necessarily that you lost. You can regain peace, but the peace that you lost and sacrificed for this person or for holding on to something too long, it is not something that we get back. And so I love what your mom said, the whole thing, because I think that the whole thing about self-esteem and awareness of what you deserve, I think that is sometimes at the root of us understanding that I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more. I can't be weighed down with your stuff anymore. I'm not tolerating this anymore. And I think that becomes a challenge for us because it is not familiar. Because what we've known and where we've operated tells us keep doing it, keep taking it, keep being exhausted, keep being depleted. And doing anything different is going to challenge us to show up different.
So can we talk about self-esteem?
Yes, let's do it.
Because I know for me, that's in my mind, and I don't know exactly the when or the how we develop it. I mean, again, these are things that there should be courses on.
Absolutely.
But there aren't. And then it's too late.
Right.
I mean, so I don't know whether the secret is kissing your kid every day and telling them that they're beautiful or putting affirmations on the mirror. And I'm sure that all of that helps.
Yeah.
But somebody else is probably looking at thinking, oh, those are just words, or, what? I mean, I think that your dad has to have a big impact.
I think so.
Because if your dad is pouring into you, then when you get out here and you're dealing with these other folks, other men, they won't be able to hold a candle.
That's right.
If he's been able to be impactful to you and pump you up to think that you are something.
That's right.
I know for me personally, I grew up in the suburbs of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so I'm not going to say that I felt so bad about myself, but let's just say, I mean, that my selection when I got out here and was in the dating world or whatever, I mean, I was one of a few chocolate chips in the cookie.
Gotcha.
And it wasn't until I went away to school, and because I didn't have a lot of dating and that type of life experience, I mean, and anybody could say anything, and it was impressive. When you start to feel like, oh, he likes me or whatever, we go crazy. And so I know that for me, that's how this whole journey, if I really think about it, and again, this is without a therapist, but that's how, because when you get somebody to pay you that kind of attention, and you think that it's important because other people around you have boyfriends and they're doing the thing, you're thinking, well, what do I have to do to keep this person? And you're not considering whether or not what his credentials are, right? At some point.
Right.
And I think I said this in a live. I mean, yeah, but I have a bad habit of dating the potential in somebody. And at some point early on, he was dating my potential. So who was I to compare resumes? I mean, I didn't know that you weren't going to develop. I mean, the dream is, you've been with your husband a long time.
Yes, yes.
And my mom and dad too were married. They were next door neighbors. They got married in 19 and 21 and were married for 55 years until my dad passed away. So
got you.
That's what I mean. That's what in my head. That was the vision. But there was I didn't realize at a young age maybe what my intellect was, why it mattered to be similar in that way. Because I'm just thinking, even at this point, I waited till I was 48 to be married.
Got you. Oh, wow.
For it to have, been a what show.
Got you. Got you.
at the
Got
end.
you. Okay.
Because at some point you're thinking, well, if we're working and we have some things in common, like it could be something. It doesn't have to
Yes.
be. But so you're doing things to maintain the relationship and hold on to the person because you're thinking, you know what, if he leaves, what will I do? And I'm not
That's
talking about the husband. I mean, like when you're young and don't know
yes.
your self-worth.
Absolutely.
But then that starts the people pleasing because you're starting to kind of
Yes. Yes. Yes.
accommodate
Yes.
foolishness.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
And it gets to be a pattern. So I would
Mm-hmm.
say for me that was definitely a pattern. You know,
Yes.
um, just and then when you shook off one because you hadn't developed whatever that was to keep you from doing it again, the
It
next
shows
joker would
up.
come along and you're doing the same thing. I
That's
mean,
right. That's right.
and it's just like, well, okay, it was a different costume that they had on, but at the end of the day, even this is total transparency. When I realized that how I'm smart and I have this and that going on, I'm thinking a guy will be lucky, right?
That's
I
right.
mean, if he lucked up on me, he
He
should
had a
count
good
his
catch.
blessings. And he ought to people please me.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Exactly.
He ought to
Right.
be bending over backwards, like, man,
I got a
I really
good
hit the
one.
jackpot.
That's right. That's right.
Still a fool, you know. And
Right.
so that's what it got to be. And so, but then through all of that, you're carrying this weight and responsibility in doing these other things.
Mm-hmm.
In my marriage, like I said, I was 48. My child at that point maybe was 12, 13. I was 35 when I became a mom. That's what I wanted to say. 35 when I became a mom, 48 when I became a wife. And so I had been used to doing things kind of, myself, definitely. But I certainly thought that a 50-year-old man would have developed a habit of taking care of some of his own things. But it's like you instantly get a wife and then it's like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? I wasn't accustomed to doing that. So I mean, somebody told me once, everybody could use a wife, right? I mean, we all could use a wife because that's
Yeah.
what wives do.
Right.
We
Right.
step in and we handle all of the business.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just but I wasn't used to that. And maybe I should have, done it from a younger time. They could have trained me better because
Elle said you got the wrong one.
exactly. Pals.
Hey,
So yeah,
pals.
but I think that that's what it stems from. I think it stems from early on not knowing who you are and what you need, and more importantly, what is it really going to be required of you to take care of someone that isn't that doesn't require you to sacrifice.
Yes.
Not in the way that you're supposed to when you're in a relationship, but you're giving up so much of yourself I call it shape shifting,
Yes.
right? And bending and twisting because just like the person that you started loaning money to and it became a pattern and they kept asking, whatever you start off in the beginning doing, you're going to be expected to continue
That's right.
doing.
That's
And
right.
when you start to feel some resentment, and when that nervous system starts to twitch, and you feel bad about it, even and especially in a marriage, you think, well, this is my husband, so I'm supposed to do this without the resentment feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on how they're asking and what they're, and what you're doing to get it or give it, you do feel the resentment.
Yeah.
And that's when you have to say, you know what, I can't do it. I think that's why a lot of times people are in marriages where they're unhappy because somebody is accommodating and bending and they didn't really maybe know what they were signing up for. I mean, I know
This
I
is
did.
true. This
But
is true.
mine was an extreme case.
Got you. Oh my good. There's some good comments. And so I'm gonna come back to you behavior talks. I wanted to go back to because Elle, you said you call it shape shifting. I always say like because this was my story, like hustling for my work. I feel like when we are young and we grow up and have all of this self-esteem issues, insecurity, you find yourself trying to prove to somebody always that you're good enough. And I love what these ladies are saying, but it does. I know we had this conversation a little bit, even when you were talking about the curriculum. And this is one of the things I talk to the teenage girls about because this is my story. Now I hear people saying like our dads, our moms should have a role in it. And Behavior Talks was even saying it's something we should learn. I don't want to misquote, but I agree. Self-esteem is developed as a child for sure. There are some, or should be anyway, that sometimes that healthy self-esteem or that low image of yourself is developed as a child. So what happens when you grow up with that and all of that insecurity is still there? And you go from relationship to relationship, job to job, friendship to friendship, trying to prove to people or convince yourself that you're good enough. And so that's what I love what they're saying, because I do believe Behavior Talk said you're giving me topic ideas for my live. Diamond T said my dad poured into me and shaped how I viewed myself. And even me saying this, my thing is not, I'm not intending it to be a knock on my parents, who are both deceased at this point, but I was that kid that just because of the age where I was born with 5 other siblings, there was a lot of attention given to other siblings. I didn't give them a problem. I was always okay. So I was kind of always overlooked. I got the grades. No one ever came to school. No one ever asked any questions. It was assumed. And so there was just a lot of insecurity. Then I was left to figure out a lot of things on my own. And so for me, Elle, why I love that you're saying all of this is because I got married young. And yes, my husband and I have grown through it, but then I started parenting girls and I was still insecure. So even with my own brokenness and hurt, I'm parenting girls and showing them a mom who doesn't really have great confidence or a healthy self-esteem. And so you allow that to keep going. So this is just making me think about so much. Diamond T said we would have father and daughter outings. Steph said this is so good. Wani said sometimes the older ones, and she was talking about men, I think, or husbands, are more of an issue. Oh my goodness, something you can use said, love that. Some of these, I don't know what they're in. Okay, and Behavior Talk said, but not all marriage standards are the same. I think that's when you were talking about the like what's expected of a woman to do.
Right.
And I think that's true. I think it's having that, and I know we veered a little bit, but I think it's having that understanding of what your relationship is supposed to be. But I think traditionally it is this, sometimes it seems like this is this uneven expectation on what that woman is going to do. Behavior Talk said, because I can't do all the things other women do, and I have clearly communicated that. I love that. I love that. Let me see, what else am I missing here? Something you can use said, right. Michaela is back. Thank you, Michaela, for coming back. Something you can use, Behavior Talks says she agrees with Wani. I think, is that about the older guys? Oh my goodness. I'm watching the time. And so I want to know, so I had asked the question. They did answer me. Michaela said, I ran back to the room. Diamond T said, that's why you must communicate what your needs are. True. Very true. I think definitely that understanding is needed before you kind of dive in, because we all, again, back to you with this origin story, we all have where we come from. We all have our stories. We all have expectations. And when you bring these two families together, these two different sets of beliefs together, they may not be on the same page. And so that is something to discuss and get really clear about. But Diamond T said the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Right.
Right. So I definitely know that you have to talk about it. You have to be clear on what you need and get clear on expectations. I think it's true. But I do think it's something to the self-esteem in us and how we identify ourselves. I think how we identify ourselves, whether it came from childhood or whether it was healthy, important to you, and you talked about affirmations, or whether you were spoken into or developed as a child in that way. I was saying my example, Elle, was just that for me, I feel like it wasn't so much when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I had to grow into. And I think, my husband, knowing me since I was 14, will always say, "You're not the same person. You're not the same person." I think that's good. I'm not sure, but I'm not the same person that I was. And because I got to a point where I had all this insecurity, but I wasn't willing to live the rest of my life like that. And so I started challenging all of these lies and things that I was believing about myself, these feelings of inadequacy and being, just not enough. And I got to a point where I guess I heard something, but I started to believe differently. So I was able to challenge it. I don't know that everyone is. I know there are adult women that don't have a healthy self-esteem. Let me see. Michaela said, "Before you commit, you need to be clear." Absolutely. Diamond T said, "Neither is he." That part. He said, "Oh, it's a good thing." Yes. Yeah. And I mean, he definitely says it in a good way. But I've said to you all before, like, me talking on this live would not have been 10 years ago. I just was very timid, very quiet, hiding in the background. And once I started to come into more awareness of who I was, but I just think when you started talking about it, and we talk about it with children and teens, and so much that needs to happen in those developmental years. And I know y'all as educators and working with young children know it. There's also people like me that wasn't really, and I said this in my live, that I found myself saying to my girls, like, I really raised them. They're amazing women, but I'm like, I raised them out of my brokenness. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I was in my 30s and 40s and missed some crucial times with them that I started to heal myself. So I know I wasn't affirming them like I needed to, because I couldn't affirm myself. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm on a soapbox. I'm on a tangent now, but good stuff. So I want to know, Elle, I'm seeing the praying hands. We're all good. We're all good now. And so we're in this room. One thing I wanted to do in the month of August is I've been talking about, like, elevating the room. We call it the Rise Room, but elevating the room because, I believe that people that show up to certain lives, we're not content with status quo, life the way it's been. Many of us are in pursuit of something higher. We're trying to grow ourselves. We're committed to personal growth. And so, again, I think there are women here that are listening that want more. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I think maybe you want more, whether it's in relationships, your finances, your career, your business, whatever it is. Elle, can you take a moment? You can, again, if you want to make it general, if you want to make it personal, but what would you say? What's one thing you can say about choosing more? I see 100% absolutely. When I say choosing more, I know that gives a different mental thing for all of us, but for that woman that's choosing more, what does that mean to you today? That is my question.
Today, which is probably even different than it would have meant a year ago.
Absolutely.
And so to have to go back to when you initially asked me when we started about my TikTok journey and how I came to be, because years before, like I said, I was 35-year-old. I became a mom, and you put all of your personal things away. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The things that, and maybe some people don't, right? But I was a teacher. I think I was pregnant in my third year of teaching. So I mean,
okay.
So when you talk about just the nurturingness and the giving, that's the only reason why it's related, right? So I'm teaching and I'm a mom and all of those things. And I used to even just leisurely read and things that I stopped doing. I used to write poetry. I used to do things that fulfilled me in that way, because that was a long time to be kind of single. I would go to poetry readings.
Yes.
And just go in the bookstore and just hang out for hours.
I love that.
And so, and it's funny because even now that I'm doing this over the last, almost year, all those, I don't remember those years. I don't remember, other than, of course, like, being a mom and those types of things. I don't remember parts of my life. It's a blur. Now it seems like I call it savoring more because because of this creativity that has been regenerated through, when I started pressing the button and had to come up with my lives. And, we stopped at where I came up with the bio, but I mean, I had to decide when I decided what my niche was, I started these presentations, and I have had different aspects of the overthinking, whether it was creativity. I have a whole line of creativity overthinking lives, because you might make a video and keep it in drafts because you are thinking about how it's gonna, how it's gonna be received, and then it never gets published. So you just post it. I had a whole faith-based series of lives, what the Bible says about overthinking, and scripture that will help you, through a spiral, help you out of a spiral.
I feel like I'm supposed to be doing some faith-based things.
Yeah, so many. I mean, just overthinking in everything. I'll get an idea, I put it in the chat, and it just works me up a conversation. So that level of creativity, I wake up with ideas that I can't even. I have to keep a book so that I can remember, to put it down. So when,
oh my goodness.
Your question was about more, but for me, the more is now, because I have been able to put some of those things down. And like I said earlier, I find that I have to care less, right? Or, I have to not answer the phone sometimes. I have to not accept every invitation to foolishness that knocks. Because a good Saturday night for me is sitting here at this table. I know y'all are tired of seeing this white wall, and doing what I do.
Yes.
I just came off the summer break. I mean, I would come downstairs. I'm in school now too, so I would sit to the computer, and I may do some research, and then I will reward myself with some, working on a live for the next, however long. I mean, just have to balance my time. And I can honestly say, I haven't had to sacrifice. I think it was one night when we came back from Orlando that I had that paper due that I hadn't started, and I stayed up till 5.
Okay.
That's the only Wednesday night that I did not press the button. I've gone live every other time based on my live schedule.
Wow.
And maintained my, schoolwork, and just got back a 6 out of 6 points for the grade for the first term.
What? And we celebrate you tonight. That's awesome. I love it.
Something you can use that actually we're not. We're not what? They're not done overthinking. Well, I keep looking for a laughter button over here. I know I don't have one.
And you're fast with it too, Elle. Sometimes I don't even see you reaching, and I was like, I know I'm not gonna hit this laughter button fast enough tonight, because Elle, you're also very funny. You're funny, right?
I've been told that. That's a skill that I've.
It is a skill. It is a skill. Oh my goodness.
I can always find the little thing to say.
Just quickly.
I'm tired of seeing the white wall. That's so funny.
Oh, got you. She's not tired of seeing a white wall. I got you. Moonflower said you're hilarious.
I appreciate y'all.
Okay. I'm going to move into... my computer just died, but I just switched to my other phone. Can't make it up. And so we're going to move on a little bit. And so I'll come back and kind of share some more as we close tonight. Again, I think this was an important behavior talk. Said it comes naturally to Elle. It does. She's just like witty to me. It's just quick. Steph said, Elle dropping so many gems. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Yes. And so before we get out of here, like I said, I'll come back and share a little bit. So we wanted to have this conversation. I started to say before, I don't even know if I finished the thought, but I just feel like we keep talking about this year having something special on it. And one thing I love doing is celebrating with women, what we're doing, what we're working on. Hey, Dr. Lisa, welcome in. And looking forward to us doing the things that we say we want to do. So much of this, thank you, Doc. Doc walked in at the perfect time. I was saying to you all a couple weeks ago that I was in Dr. Lisa's live. She was talking about analytics and our rankings and different things. And something she said, and I repeated in the chat, like, I can't stay here. So she loves the purple background. It's just for, no, but I had it for Wani too. I didn't even know. I don't know how that happened. Because when I looked at my video from Wani, I don't remember setting that, but it's nice. But Dr. Lisa was talking, like I said, I got into the thing of I can't stay here. We were talking about as a creator, but it had me thinking about life in general. And that's kind of how I live. Like, I'm in pursuit. I'm trying to fully live the life that I was created to live. And so I love supporting women in that. And so this conversation was like, what's holding you back? What's in your way? What's weighing you down? What's keeping you from making the progress? And so I wanted to just spend this week to have that conversation for us to think about the stuff you're carrying, the things you're weighed down with, the guilt and shame of past decisions, past mistakes that may be getting in the way of you making the progress that you need to make. I wanted to raise this up, not to tie it in a bow, because I never try to do that, but to get you to thinking and to possibly consider that something that you've allowed to weigh you down that may be 5, 10, 15 years old, you may also have the power and the ability to release it and lay it down. And knowing when the season has passed. And so before we wrap up, I want to close all of these Whole Woman Wednesdays with some lighthearted kind of rapid fire questions. I didn't give these to Elle. Elle, I promise they're easy. But I never wanted people to, I wanted you to just kind of catch you in thinking. So I don't know, I have about 9. I may not ask all of them. But the first question is, and y'all can answer in the chat as well. Don't leave Elle alone. What's the last thing that you ate today?
I baked half a salmon. And so I just, when I took it out the oven, I put a couple of forkfuls in my mouth before I sat down.
Nice. Wait, so you have to go finish eating?
Well, I may not, but I know I didn't want to come full.
Got you.
So, yeah.
So Elle says salmon. I see cookies, chicken sandwich, chicken and broccoli. So funny. I think we may be similar in this. I don't know. Are you an early bird or a night owl? Thank you, Doc.
It could go either way, but I like the early because it's, to me, you can always go early and nothing impacts that time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you put something off until the night, something could come up, like a workout. You never know. Nothing's going to interfere with your 5 a.m. workout.
That part.
Something might impact the 5 p.m. workout.
Got you.
So yeah, I like that.
Got you. I'm saying protein shakes, gummies, popcorn, buffalo chicken strips. Y'all eating well. Night out. So I was saying we were similar because I'm a morning person, love the morning before everything's moving, but sometimes I also stay up too late. Sometimes, but I'm my most effective in the morning. Mm-hmm. Last movie that you watched?
Oh, I promise you, I don't watch too many movies. I can't remember. Like in the theater or even on, I told you, well, we don't watch TV anymore.
We watch TikTok. We watch TikTok. Not a fair question. I should have asked you
last week, but it was just finishing up a series that I had started some months ago.
Okay.
So yeah, I can't remember a movie.
Okay, no worries. Last book you read or currently reading?
Does scholarly research count?
This is for your degree,
Journal
right?
of Education.
No leisure reading.
No.
Leisurely reading. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to read all these comments. I know I got to let Elle go. I see Michael Jackson.
Look, now that I don't come on after you anymore, we got all night. We got till 11 o'clock.
Got you. I see Michael Jackson, your mom said. I see Love Jones for the millionth time. Moonflower says she's watching the Coach Rhonda and Elle gym movie. That's funny. Let me see. Dr. Lisa said I finally watched the movie on my recent plane ride. That's good. Yeah, my family, I have not watched anything. Oh my goodness. Auntie Mel said TT. That's what she's watching too. I always ask you about songs. I'm gonna ask you again though. Is there a song that inspires you on a hard day, or an artist? Odyssey. I heard somebody else talk about Odyssey. I have no idea what it's about.
That's a movie?
I don't know. Michaela mentioned it, but she's not the first person I heard mention it. That is good. Haven't seen it. Have to make time for it. It's a movie, Michaela, or a TV or series? Yes, it's a movie.
I have never heard of it. And a song that
A
inspires
song
me.
or an artist? I know it's. I can't
Okay.
think of songs
I
sometimes.
mean, I like a good gospel choir song. I
Okay.
mean, something rousing. You've Been So Faithful. Anything by Commission, Ordinary, Just Won't
Ooh,
Do.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the classic stuff.
Yeah.
Good. Auntie Mel says Sunday Blue, new artist on TikTok and all
Oh yeah.
platforms.
No, I was in his live the other day, and he was awesome.
Really?
Hmm
Okay.
Yes.
I think I have a song, but I didn't even know he went live. A place you want to travel that you haven't been. Tell me where and why you want to go there.
You know where I want to go? And I think it's in more than one place, but I think I remember seeing that maybe it was in the Maldives. I just want to go to those little huts that are on the water. And there
Ooh,
appears to be nothing around them. Like even the next hut is a little
got
way
you.
away.
You
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to do that?
yes.
Nice.
Nobody around. Nobody talking up to me on the phone.
You said by myself, leave me alone.
Right.
Oh man. If you had a completely free Saturday, how are you treating yourself? Your mother wants to go too, though, Elle.
Well, she need to be in the next hut over.
Luna said there are some in Jamaica. I was in Jamaica.
Okay.
I didn't see that. I bet there are. Capital K said y'all on together. We are on together.
Yes.
Elle is just helping us out over here.
What was it
Also,
like? Oh, you said a place. Oh, no, no. What was the one
a
place?
completely free Saturday.
Saturday. Gosh.
How are you treating yourself? What are you doing?
It can't be on TikTok.
It could be whatever you want.
I mean, it's so hard because, and you spoke to this the other night. I remember when I had my child, and if her dad would come to town, or when she was gone for the summer, and you know what, I would just sleep. But I don't think I was sleeping because I was so tired. It was because I just didn't know what else to do. Right?
Yeah.
That I was in that role. I was her mom. I was running around doing all the things, and I couldn't even think of what to do. I don't keep a list of all of the things. There's a little
Gotcha.
spa that I might go to.
Got it.
You know, maybe I would go see a movie but every time I think about venturing out and going out, like COVID showed us a lot of things, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't have to go out and do all those things and be around people. I can just stay here. I probably should stay here and make a Goodwill bag or 2 or 10.
Got you. Got you. I want to do nothing day, Elle. Haven't been able to figure it out. I want to do absolutely nothing. Let's see. Diamond T said, I think I would love that. I think Diamond was talking about the hut. Moonflower said, drop me off in a hut with yarn and no kids. Dr. Lisa said she would drop her league to unplug like that too. Doc is willing to drop the league. No 2-a-days, Doc.
Yes, right. Go back and be a D5.
Yeah, right. Your mom, Elle's mom said that's what I was thinking of you. She said, I am single also. Luna said reading, and reading. Diamond T says sleep. Elle's mom says sleep and watch movies one Saturday. Yeah, that is what I want to do. Capital K said not drop the lead. Diamond T said we're all tired. Diamond T said we see a pattern here. Everybody wants to do nothing.
Yeah.
So funny. Okay, almost done. Complete this sentence. A woman rises when she blank.
Mm.
Y'all can play along also. I'm asking Elle, but join in. A woman rises when she massaging facial sounds good for the other one on a Saturday.
Loves what she sees in the mirror.
Ooh, I like that. Elle said when she loves what she sees in the mirror. I love it. Can somebody type that in the chat, please? Elle's mom said it's true to herself. Yes. Wani said yes to you, Elle. Ooh, behavior talk said when she becomes.
Mm-hmm.
Something you can use said when she leans into her calm. Thank you, Moonflower. Yes, loves what she sees in the mirror. Auntie, they filtered you, finds her peace, and she said gives no expletives.
That's right.
Dr. Lisa said loves what she sees in the mirror. Yes, from Elle. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And so as we get ready to wrap up tonight, let's see, we've been on for an hour and 45 minutes, 163 views. I have one new follower, 21 gifters. We got 65.8 thousand likes. Capital K said when she is creating what she wished existed. Ooh, thank you, Doc. That's good. That's good. I can't wait to go back and read these. Moonflower said that's a perfect answer. So good.
Before you wrap it, I found one fine print in my notes.
Yes, yes,
I
go.
want to say, because I mean, we're still having a good time. It's still going to be light, but it says the clearest sign that someone has been carrying too much. I don't want anyone to leave without this.
Yes.
Is that putting it down feels like it's morally wrong,
Mm.
and that's for your things and everybody else's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like you are committing a moral sin in putting something down, then that's probably an indication that you're carrying too much.
Thank you for that, Elle. Thank you. So I hope y'all took some notes. Wait. What am I missing here? I see you, pal. Says she got me with the refreshes. Pals, you're the best.
Yes.
Why say hi? I love your streams. Okay, got you. Got you. Dr. Lee said, wow, that's powerful. That was good. Let me give you all this. Just because you are strong enough to carry it doesn't mean you are required to. Accept your story, but release the shame, the beliefs, the guilt, the comparison, the resentment, the patterns that are no longer serving the woman that you are becoming. Acceptance doesn't mean that you agree or approve with it or approve it. It just means that it is yours. And that goes back to what we were talking about with the story versus the negative stuff that came with it. What has happened in your life so far, we may not be able to undo it, but some of the things that are like the residue of it, we can begin to move into a place where we can start unlayering so that we can live like, we got all this tension up here, shoulders up, jaws, all of these things so that we can begin to live a little lighter. And so I have a closing. I keep telling Elle one more question.
Hey, like I said, we got time. Dr. Lisa gonna make you stay for the 15 minutes anyway.
You're right. I have like 13 minutes. Thank you, Project Lou. Thank you for sharing out the live, Moonflower. So Dr. Lisa's laughing. Dr. Lisa, or if anybody wants to join us as we wrap up, I want to give this. What would you say, Elle? You told us what rising looks like, right? But what would you say to the woman who is watching, who knows she's ready to move, but still afraid, still overthinking it? Can you tell her something tonight?
Everything you want is on the other side of fear.
Mm.
And you really have to consider whether your fear is rational or not. I have my most favorite live that I do at this point is overthinking going live.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are people out here that say that they want to go live and experience this life that you and I are now living, but they're terrified. They use
Right.
words like terrified. I'm afraid to press the button. And I tell them, your brain has a job.
Mm-hmm.
It's not where we thought that it was to do trigonometry. It is to keep us safe.
Yes.
So if you are about to venture into a crowded intersection, your brain is going to slow you down.
That's right.
It's going to stop you because moving any further could cost you your life.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you want to do that is not that is less dangerous. And you just have to do it.
Yes.
Right? You have to do it, whether it's going live, whether it's going back to school, whether it's applying for the job that you aren't sure of. You're qualified but that's usually not the case, right? As opposed to just being comfortable in the position where you are. You're afraid of the rejection. You're afraid. Everything is based in fear. It's not that you don't not want the job. You don't not want to approach the guy that you think is cute or whatever. You don't want to be rejected. But even if the answer turns out to be no, it's not, you're not in danger.
Right. You're not in danger.
You can move on. You can
That's
get the
right.
answer, get the no, and move on. I tell them it's almost better to proceed in whatever small action that you should be taking, and find out that you don't like it.
Yes.
Right? And find out that it wasn't for you.
Mm-hmm.
And just find out it just didn't go your way, rather than to sit with the regret of never, ever having done it.
That's right.
That will unstick you every time.
I love it. So good, Elle. Oh my goodness. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Like I said, this month is all about just going forward. This is the Rise Room, and we're talking about elevating this room. And I want to thank you for helping me do that tonight. Capital K says so good. Thank y'all for showing so much love to Elle tonight. I'm not leaving until I get to 2 hours and 1 minute, Dr. Lisa. Thank you, Wani, for the great live. But before we leave, I want to share this with you all. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to feel completely ready. And you don't need anyone's permission to become the woman that you know you are created to be. Take what you learned in this room tonight and do something with it. Make the decision, take the step, choose courage over comfort, take off the weight. We don't just show up here to be inspired, we show up here to be transformed. And so until next time, if you have to go, I'm not leaving yet, but I wanted to say this to you: protect your peace, elevate your thinking, honor the person that you are becoming. And know that, again, I'm Coach Rhonda. I am always, always rooting for you all. And so I'm so glad that you all have hung out with us tonight. Let's see, Dr. Lisa, Wani, Elle's mom, Auntie Mel, Luna, Behavior Talks, Pals, Something You Can Use, Coach Chantel, Diamond T, Steph Lover, Moonflower, Elle, Mique, of course, and Capital K. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Elle, thank you. Thank you for doing
having me.
this.
This was fantastic.
Yes, this was great. This was great. Moonflower said, heading for bed, but such a great live. Thank you, Moonflower. Oh, wait, I have a giveaway. I still didn't think about it. I need to give away something to somebody. Y'all, this is the way my life is going. I'm going to get better, because last week I got on and I needed to do a giveaway. I had no plan. I said, I'm going to be ready next Wednesday. And I thought about it yesterday, but today I didn't think about it at all. And so right now, I want you all to, I'm going to do the same thing we did last week. Elle, can you write a number down? Can you pick a number? Just write it down. Hold on
Is there
to
a
it.
range that we're,
Yeah, between 1 and 30. No, I should do between 1 and 20. If you all want to pick a number to be eligible to win, I'm going to send something out to you tomorrow. Pals said 12. So anybody else, and whoever, Steph said, thank you both. I learned and laughed as well. I see a 17. Tell me if any of these are direct numbers, Elle. I see a 17, a 16, a 8, a 13, a 16, 11. She's still looking for her number, y'all.
Yeah, no one has said it yet.
25.
Nope.
3. Keep guessing, y'all. 18.
Eventually, they're gonna hit all the numbers.
Yep. 2, 3, 1. Elle, if you see it.
I'm saying every number but the number.
So next Monday, somebody remind me to come up with real rules for a giveaway.
Look at this chat.
I see 9. They skipping it.
I see it now.
You see
Wani
it?
got it. Yeah.
Wani?
That was 19.
19. Okay.
19.
Congratulations, Wani. Wani, I'm gonna message you and you tell me where you want me to send it, to home, to work, P.O. box, wherever you want it to go. I'll send it out to you. Thank y'all so much. I'm not leaving yet, Dr. Lisa. Do y'all have any questions? Elle, let me know if you need to. Pal said, are you sure that looks like 20 to her?
It was backwards.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. So, Elle, you're back on tomorrow.
I am, and it's a co-working session from 8 to 10.
Okay. Have a good night, Behavior Talks. Any live hosts in the room, if you're going live tonight or tomorrow, let me know. Look at the dog. I miss my dog. Good night.
The whole time she decided to get loud now at the end.
Oh, okay. Good night, Diamond T. Anybody going live, let me know. Elle is going live tomorrow. Diamond T said, too cute.
Thank you.
Elle, no update on the cat? Or do I not ask?
No.
Oh.
And tonight's trash night, so I told my child we're supposed to be taking the box out tonight, because I said, every week the trash man comes. I said, this can't. I said, how long were you going to wait? And she said, until she comes back. I said, come on. I know. Good night, Mom.
Good night, Elle's mom. Diamond T said, we love fur babies. Oh, Luna said they know when you are wrapping up. Dog is like, now I can have your attention. Dr. Lisa is going live tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern time for monetizing on TikTok. Capital K said, wait, what happened? Does she know? Are you talking about the cat? She knows, right?
She probably doesn't. I don't know if she was in that live, but the cat left. She decided to leave home and didn't come back.
And I didn't mean to make you sad if I made you sad.
No.
Okay. Capital K said, oh no.
I'm fine.
Oh, Luna said, oh no, Luna didn't know either.
Oh.
Yes. I know I've been in your live a few times and your daughter you were still looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been, I guess it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Kay said she didn't know you had a cat.
Yeah, I had a cat and
a dog. Yes. So Elle, I can drop you down if you want. Again, thank you so much. I'm hanging out and I don't want to make you hang out. I know you may be here anyway, but Capital Case, I knew about the dog. Pal said. How many
minutes do you have?
Who, me? I have 4 minutes. It's an hour, 57 minutes. You got something over there?
I had another quote, but I mean, as people, we still have a good crowd in here. I was gonna say a question to ask. This is just for them to ask themselves as they think about prioritizing.
Oh, good.
If I believed my needs mattered as much as everyone else's, what would I do differently this week?
Oof. Elle said y'all could think about it. I was going to say drop it in the comments. Oof. I don't even know if I could answer that yet. Right, pals. Oof.
Because it said it's like when they, that expression, the forest and the trees, you can't see your own needs because you see everybody else's because you see them externally.
Yes.
You don't see yours because they're yours.
That's right.
So you have to level the playing field.
Diamond said, can you say it again? I say this to other people and me trying to answer it for myself. I'm going, this is very hard right now.
If I believed my needs mattered as much as everyone else's, what would I do differently this week?
Be unavailable. For everything.
Right.
That is a good question. Be unavailable for everything. Home, work. Yeah. Luna said yes.
Phone calls, people want to tell you their grocery lists and
Yes. That's good. Wani said, y'all, look, I heard a lot of unplugging in this chat tonight. What we doing, y'all? What are we
but
gonna
we
do?
all on TikTok.
Right.
Are we just gonna go black for a couple days?
I think this is our escape somehow, though, which is another thing.
No, this takes the place of the therapy that I don't have.
Oh gosh, see, I have the therapy in TikTok.
Wow, well, you must have it all together. When I started doing this, I told the lady. What,
I know you said that.
It was like the people pleasing in the therapy. You'd go in, I knew I wasn't getting what I needed, and then I just book another appointment because it was on. She's like, "Well, I have you down for the next in 2 weeks on Tuesday." Okay, but the day that I went in there and I said, "This will be my last appointment,"
that's right.
Then I knew that I was doing something.
Exactly. Good for you. Good for you. I love that.
Because she would have just kept taking my $35.
Absolutely. Faithful to the copay. The copay is going to be taken. Absolutely. Capital K said, book a cabin and get away to work on business. Yes. Dr. Lisa said, block time for my YT channel. Luna said, no driving anyone anywhere. Pal said, let's pick a day. We all take a day off. I would love that. I keep calling it, I don't have a better name for it. I keep saying the do nothing day, but capital K wants to do something. And I do want it to be productive, but I could do either or. I say we do it. A mass being off day.
Yeah.
I'm here for
A
it.
reverse campaign. You get points for staying off the app.
Capital K said yes. But y'all I used to want to do a quiet retreat. Would anybody do that? I heard about these quiet retreats. People go, you don't talk to anybody, you get away.
Pals is getting excited at the thought of not being on it.
Pal says she's done it and it was great. I want to do one. Auntie Mel said mental health break day. Wani said, well, I am take a week off. In a week, see, I have a week off, but doing nothing is not what happens. Like, I know I'm going to have a lot to do. Pals, I want to hear about this. Wani said, I would complete silence.
Luna.
That's the song we're going to play, Luna.
Yeah.
Luna Mars today, I don't feel like doing anything. He said, Coach, there's the one I went to was on the border of New Jersey and Pennsylvania somewhere. Okay. I'm really interested. My family doesn't think that I could do it, but I said I just need to get away from my normal environment. And I'm like, I can do it. I can absolutely do it. Yep. So yes, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Y'all have been amazing. Elle, I'm going to keep saying thank you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know we both had a long day, but thank you for showing up. Thank you for elevating the room, sharing your wisdom. And we're just grateful for you, your presence here on this platform. And thank you for showing up and continuing to show up and letting us draw from everything that you share. And so we celebrate you, celebrate who you are, everything that you're doing, and everything that you're working on. We look forward to celebrating you more.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you for your presence as well. And I like that we just unintentionally kind of align with each other.
Yes.
And I actually like it now that I shifted nights because, We don't have to hit them over the head so hard.
There you go.
They
There
can
you
come
go.
every night of the week and get something.
That's right. Exactly right. Do you see Pal's joke? You got to see this joke before we end.
What happened?
Because I said thanks for elevating the room.
Oh gosh, it was like, and look, I'm looking for my laugh.
And she's like, slaps me.
We need the little. That's what needs to be the sound effect. The little bum bum.
That's right. That's right. Little drum tap. Yes. Y'all have an amazing night. Elle will be here tomorrow. I'll be back on Friday. Y'all be well. Take care. All right.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.